When you hear the word Erasmus, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Probably a university student studying abroad for a semester, right? Well, what if I told you that's just a tiny tip of this massive, continent-spanning iceberg? We're about to pull back the curtain on a program so huge it touches everything from vocational training to grassroots sports. Okay, let's dive in and see what Erasmus Plus is really all about.
So let me ask you straight up. Do you think Erasmus is just for university students? If you answered yes, well, you're not alone. But you are in for a big surprise. This program goes way, way beyond the university campus.
To get a sense of the sheer scale we're talking about, just look at this number. That's the budget for Erasmus Plus from 2021 to 2027, 26 billion euros. To put that into perspective, that's more than the entire annual GDP of some countries. A budget that massive tells you one thing. This program has some seriously ambitious goals that go far beyond a simple student exchange.
So, what is it officially? Well, Erasmus Plus is the EU's flagship program, sure. But notice it's not just for education. It's for training, youth, and even sport. The real mission here is to help people grow both personally and professionally, all while encouraging them to get involved in their communities and promoting those shared European values. It's really about developing the whole person.
Now, you don't just throw a budget like that around. It's all strategically targeted to tackle 4 of Europe's biggest challenges. This is the why behind those billions. Let's break them down one by one.
First up, inclusion and diversity. This is huge. It's all about smashing barriers and making sure these opportunities are open to absolutely everyone. It doesn't matter what your background is, if you have health issues, where you live, or what your financial situation is. It's about making sure the playing field is truly level.
Next, we've got digital transformation. In the world we live in today, education has to keep up, right? So Erasmus Plus is funding projects that help schools and organizations use technology in smart ways, and crucially, making sure everyone, from students to staff, has the digital skills they need to succeed.
Third on the list is the environment. The program actively prioritizes projects that are all about sustainability and fighting climate change. We're talking about building knowledge, teaching green skills, and just generally promoting a more environmentally conscious mindset across Europe.
And finally, number 4, participation in democratic life. This one's all about getting people to be active citizens. It's about encouraging you to get involved in your local community and helping all of us get a better handle on what the European Union is all about and the values we share.
Okay, so that's the why, those 4 huge priorities. Now for the how. How on earth does Erasmus Plus turn billions of euros into actual projects on the ground? Well, it all works through something called the 3 key actions.
Think of it like a toolkit with 3 main tools. You can see them here. KA1 or KA1 is all about getting individuals moving, giving them chances to travel, learn, and grow. Then you've got KA2, which is about cooperation, getting organizations to team up and build incredible things together. And finally, KA3 is about supporting policy. That's the big picture stuff that helps design a better system for everyone.
So let's look at that first tool, mobility. Yep, this is where you find the classic student exchanges, but it's so much more than that. We're talking about teachers getting training in another country, youth groups getting funding to work together, and even the awesome Discover EU program, which literally gives 18-year-olds free travel passes to explore Europe. How cool is that?
All right, next up is Key Action 2, cooperation. This is where different groups team up across borders to create and share new, innovative ideas. Seriously, we're talking about schools, businesses, local youth clubs, nonprofits, you name it, all working together on projects, both big and small.
And what's really clever here is how they've set up these partnerships. On one side, you have the big cooperation partnerships. These are for larger-scale projects with bigger budgets. But look at the other side. They've created small-scale partnerships specifically for newcomers and smaller grassroots organizations with simpler rules and smaller grants. The bottom line? There's an entry point for everyone, no matter how big or small your organization is.
And that brings us to our third tool, Key Action 3, policy support. This is the strategic, high-level stuff. You can think of it as the behind-the-scenes work that makes everything else possible. These projects help improve education systems across Europe, they make sure your qualifications are recognized in other countries, and they support deeper academic study of the EU itself.
So we've covered the why and the how, but that leaves the most important question of all. Who is this program actually for? Could you get involved? Well, the answer is probably yes.
Just take a look at this list. This is so much more than university students.
Are you in vocational school or an apprentice? There's something for you. A school kid or a teacher? You can participate. An adult who's gone back to learning? A youth worker? Or even a sports coach? Yes, Erasmus Plus is for you too. The whole thing is designed to be incredibly broad.
And we're not just talking about countries inside the EU. Of course, all 27 member states are in, plus 6 other program countries like Norway and Turkey that can lead projects. But here's the kicker. Organizations from pretty much any other country in the world can join in on specific projects as partner countries. This thing has a truly global reach.
Okay, so we've gone through a lot. After all that, what's the one big idea you should really walk away with? What's at the absolute heart of the Erasmus Plus program?
When you boil it all down, Erasmus Plus is about one thing: connection. It's about using education, training, youth work, and sports as tools to build bridges. Bridges between people, between cultures, between ideas. It's all about funding the projects that bring us together to create a more skilled, more engaged, and ultimately a more connected Europe.
And that really brings us to the big, final question to think about. When you invest billions of euros year after year in connecting millions of people, people from different backgrounds, generations, and cultures, what does that actually do? How does that change our sense of a shared identity? With all this going on, what do you think the future of being European even looks like?